Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. So, I would like us to take a listen to this clip out of an interview that Trevor Noah did or had, where he talks about his ADHD diagnosis and how it is for him. I'd like us to listen very closely because there's something specific that I like to share with you guys about part of what he said.
So sometimes it would be me going, that was an interesting day at work. Oh, I go to work tomorrow. Then I go to work the next day. Then the next day. And then the next day. Then there's a weekend. But then I'm back at work. Wait a minute. It's just weeks and weekends forever. It just keeps on going. And then one day you're like, you're 90 and then you're dead. And wait, why am I going to work tomorrow? What's the point of, what is happening here? This makes absolutely no sense. And then I'll just sit there and I couldn't get that out of my head. I literally could not get that thought out of my head. And I would just sit there like, what is the point of this? What are we doing? Couldn't get it out of my head.
And how does that feel when you can't get that out of your head? What is the feeling?
For me, it felt like life was meaningless. Like the concept of it was meaningless. I was like, we're a blip. What are we doing here? All of this means nothing. All of this is pointless.
So this exact thought process and this exact sentiment is something that is shared, to my knowledge, by a lot of people, whether they have ADHD or not. At least I personally experienced it, and I don't believe I have ADHD. And I know a lot of people who have also expressed the same thought process to me. My theory is that people have thoughts like that or thoughts that are similar to that. Thoughts like, okay, so is this how life is going to be? I'm just going to go to work, come back, go to work, come back, go to work, come back, rest on the weekend, maybe go to a party, maybe hang with my friends, hang with my family, and then go to work, come back, go to work, come back every single day, and that's it. And then one day it's all going to be over. So what's the point of it all, right? What is the point in living? What is the point of this life? There's no point to it, right? Lots of people have thoughts like that. And my theory is that everyone is going to end up having thoughts like that or thoughts similar to that, thoughts somehow related to that at one point or the other in their lives. And some people have it way longer than others. Some people have it way earlier than others. And different people handle it in different ways. Some people have it, but do not listen to themselves, or they don't want themselves to have those thoughts. So they bury those thoughts with other things, with activities, with other thoughts, with discussions. And, with substances, like I said, with activities, all sorts, good activities, bad activities. And some people have those thoughts and they listen to themselves and they find ways to cope. Some ways of coping are more temporary than others. And some ways of coping are more positive and productive than others, right? As he goes on to say in this clip, I'm going to leave the link to the clip in the description below, if possible, if I remember, so that you guys can go and watch the full interview if you haven't yet. But he goes on to talk about some of the ways in which he copes. Like he thinks of what he would like to do what he would do if tomorrow was going to be the end of it all, right? And if it's that he's going to have a party, then he'll just have that party right now. Or if he's going to spend time with this particular person or read this book or go to this place or do this thing, then he'll just do it and say, you know what, he doesn't know if tomorrow is actually going to be the last day, which is a great way to cope. But I just want to share with you the way I coped with it when I had thoughts like that, and they lasted quite a bit. They lasted for quite some time, right? I did not think of coping in this particular way. So it bugged me down, quite a lot. It bugged me down, and so I had to keep thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. And thoughts like this sometimes they lead to they cause people to get depressed, or they contribute to a person's depression. And sometimes it can even lead to suicidality in some people, or they contribute and make the suicidality that is already existing, they make it worse, right? So it's not, if you've not experienced it or you don't know somebody who experiences it or who is experiencing it, you might see it as just one of those things. But if you are a thinker, if you're somebody who really thinks and who really pays attention and who is really bothered by it, it can really, cause a lot of stuff in you. So anyway, back to the way I coped. The shortcut, that's the cheat code for it, is just that I finally, eventually arrived at the conclusion that my life, if I just leave it doing all those things, spending time with my family, going to work, schooling, going to a party, having fun with my friends, watching a movie I like, doing stuff that I like, and I just end up doing all of that for the rest of my life, then it would be a selfish life because I basically lived it for myself. It would be a selfish life because I did not end up influencing other people's lives with it. I did not end up making someone else's life better. So it wasn't as if somebody else benefited from my life in any way. And that was the breakthrough that I needed to have. And once I arrived at that thought, once I had that thought, then it was very easy for me to go on from there because then I just began to think of, some of the ways that I could, in fact, become a person that other people would benefit from me, from my life basically. And I started looking for ways, that I could do that through my interests, my hobbies, my strengths, etc., 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 my skills and all of that. So for somebody, depending on the kind of personality you have, the kind of person you have, your goals, what interests you normally, what skills you've already acquired or are interested in acquiring, then that might be something like becoming a life coach, for instance, or a coach of some other sort, or becoming a doctor or a nurse or a teacher, or you know a writer, someone who just does things, and you know that, okay, if I'm a teacher, if I become a teacher because of this, then I know I'm going to be influencing people's lives, children's lives, so that they can become productive, upstanding members of society in the future. And I'll know that they've benefited from my life, right? My life has been of benefit to people. So I'm not just going to work and just opening and closing files all day, or, arranging, doing stuff that I cannot connect to influencing people's lives, right? So if you're the kind of person, it might be, for a lot of people, it might be that they've decided to have children, for instance. They've decided to have a partner and have children because they know that one of the best ways to leave a legacy in this life is to have and raise, productive, well adjusted adults from childhood. And they are certain of themselves and they know they can do that well, and that's how they will do it, right? With that mindset. And the mindset is a huge part, because for some people you could actually be doing all those things, but because you cannot connect what you're doing with the fact that you are having an influence on people's lives and that your life is not a waste, then you might still have those thoughts, you might still have those sentiments, right? So you want to have the mindset and you want to be able to connect it with what you spend your life doing, what you spend your time doing, and then see if it actually works, it actually aligns, or that you might, or if you might need to do something else, take up something else that is in alignment with that. And this is also, that kind of thought, that what's the point of it all, is also one of the reasons that a lot of people become religious, that they actually begin to start looking for religion and spirituality and become devout. And I know that this is also one of the things that made me, begin to actually get serious about religion and begin to do my research and then become devout, right? So that works. Although I will point out here that a lot of people talk about, oh, if you're having thoughts like that, then you should figure out, into religion, pick one that works for you, and then become spiritual. It will answer all your prayers. Religion answers a lot of prayers, and it gives a lot of answers. I should say, it gives lots of answers, but you won't get all your answers from religion. I know lots of people wouldn't agree with that, but I'm saying this from my own personal experience and from what I've seen from other people. You could be religious and still, you know, be a mess with your life. You still have to do the work. You still have to do the mental work. You have to do the physical work, the leg work, basically, on top of religion. But religion will help you adjust, and it will help you cope, and it will help you, let's say, along the way till you're able to figure things out. Those are just some of the things I would like to share with you guys. I hope it works for somebody who might be having thoughts like that. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video with me till the very end. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you've not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe right now and give this video a big thumbs up. And I will see you next time. Mwah.